Have you ever received a message that made your heart stop? A message that flipped your entire world upside down in an instant? Today, we're talking about Mark, a man whose life changed forever because of a single text. But it wasn't the message that was so shocking. It was his unbelievably calm reaction that left everyone speechless. Mark and Sarah had what seemed like a perfect life. They were high school sweethearts, married for 10 years, with 2 beautiful kids and a lovely home in the suburbs. To everyone who knew them, they were the ultimate couple goals. Mark worked hard as an architect to provide for his family, while Sarah was a dedicated stay-at-home mom. He adored her, trusted her completely, and couldn't imagine his life without her. One ordinary Tuesday evening, Mark was helping the kids with their homework while Sarah was out with her friends for her weekly book club. His phone, which was on the table, buzzed. It was a message meant for Sarah, accidentally sent to their family group chat by a number he didn't recognize. The message was simple, yet devastating. "Can't wait to see you again tonight. Last night was amazing." Time seemed to freeze. The kids' chatter faded into a dull hum. Mark read the message again, and then a third time. A cold, heavy feeling settled in his stomach. It wasn't a mistake. The sender's name was Alex. His mind raced, replaying the last few months. The late-night book clubs, the sudden secretive phone calls Sarah would take in the other room, the way she'd been distant lately. It all clicked into place with horrifying clarity. Anyone else would have yelled, thrown something, or immediately confronted her. But Mark did something completely unexpected. He took a deep, slow breath, deleted the message from the group chat, and continued helping his son with his math problem as if nothing had happened. A strange sense of calm washed over him. This wasn't the time for anger. This was the time for a plan. For the next 2 weeks, Mark became a quiet observer in his own home. He watched Sarah, noticing every little detail. He saw how her face lit up when she got a text, how she'd laugh softly to herself while scrolling through her phone. He listened to her excuses for being late, each one more elaborate than the last. He didn't say a word. Instead, he started gathering information, quietly speaking with a lawyer and making financial arrangements. His heart was broken, but his mind was crystal clear. His friends, who he confided in, were baffled. "Why aren't you furious? Why are you being so calm?" they'd ask. Mark would simply reply, "Anger won't fix this. It will only make things messier for the kids." He was playing the long game, not for revenge, but for a stable future for his children. He was putting their well-being above his own pain, a testament to his strength as a father. The day of their anniversary arrived. Sarah had planned a fancy dinner out, probably to ease her own guilt. Mark agreed. At the restaurant, she presented him with an expensive watch. He smiled politely and thanked her. Then it was his turn. He slid a simple white envelope across the table. Sarah opened it, her smile fading as she pulled out not a romantic card, but divorce papers, along with printed evidence of her conversations with Alex. Her face went pale. She started to stammer, to make excuses, but Mark gently raised his hand to stop her. "Sarah," he said, his voice steady and calm, "I know everything. I've known for weeks. We don't need to make a scene here. Everything is already arranged. Our lawyers will handle the details." The diners around them were oblivious, but for Sarah, the world was collapsing. His calmness was more unnerving than any screaming match could have been. She was completely floored. She expected yelling, tears, accusations. Instead, she got quiet, resolute finality. There was no room for argument, no dramatic fight to be had. Mark had already processed his grief and made his decision. He had taken control of the situation not by raising his voice, but by lowering it. He refused to let her actions turn him into a man he didn't recognize. In the following months, the divorce was finalized. Mark ensured the process was as smooth as possible for the children. He focused on being the best father he could be, creating a new, stable, and loving home for them. His friends and family, who had been so worried, now looked at him with a new level of respect and admiration. They saw that true strength isn't about how loudly you can roar, but about the quiet dignity you maintain when your world is falling apart. Mark's story isn't just about a marriage ending. It's a powerful lesson in emotional control and strategic thinking. He showed that in the face of betrayal, the most powerful response isn't a storm of anger, but the quiet, unshakable calm of a person who knows their own worth. He turned a moment of complete devastation into a moment of personal empowerment. He didn't just survive, he set himself up to thrive. So what can we learn from Mark? Sometimes the best reaction is no reaction. It's about taking a step back, breathing, and planning your next move with a clear head instead of a broken heart. His calm wasn't a sign of weakness. It was his greatest weapon. It allowed him to protect his children, preserve his dignity, and start a new chapter on his own terms. What do you think of Mark's reaction? Would you have been able to stay so calm? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stories like this remind us that we have the power to control how we respond, even when we can't control what happens to us. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content that makes you think. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next video.